What's up, everyone? Welcome again to another live stream. Super happy to be back. Yesterday I was actually hardcore sick, and today I'm feeling so good. You know, just went to the doctor, took a bunch of medicine, and feeling great today. Happy to see everyone. And I have exciting news. Like, yesterday I actually woke up so sick. And then I got a message saying your MacBook will be delivered today. So literally, I'm streaming from my MacBook M4 Max Ultra Mighty Apple MacBook, and I am super happy about this. Yeah, so I need to tell you some feedback about how is getting started from scratch. I'm actually using Laravel Herd, and I'm super surprised by how good it is. Before we doing that, how everyone is feeling today? How is doing your week? I'm excited and happy to see everyone here once again. So let's start by saying some hellos to people. By the way, I'm currently streaming from my new MacBook, so my second monitor is just so much bigger. I have so much more space right now to see everyone. Yeah, I'm using the... So Matthias just asked me if I'm using the MacBook camera. I am. What do you feel about it? It's like a good camera? Does I look okay on the camera? Hello, everyone. Nice to see everyone. Let's start with YouTube today. By the way, on YouTube, talking about YouTube, I actually reduced the latency of YouTube. Okay, so currently the streaming for Twitch and YouTube, they should look similar, you know. Let me know. Anyway, hello Tiago, nice to see you here. Constantine Ross, nice to see you. By the way, today we may actually have Constantine Ross as a maintainer of Pack PHP. Let's see how it goes. Inda, welcome to the stream. Ali, welcome to the stream. Richard, welcome, dude, nice to see you. Nina, welcome to the stream. AJ, nice to see you, dude. Robert, welcome to the stream. Looks good, which is perfect. Who else we have here? We have like three new first-time chats on Twitch. So let's start by that. We have Mora, Wizgard, Victorio. Welcome to the stream, everyone. As a first chat person, we have Mitho. Welcome to the stream, dude. And by the way, nice to see you here. TKT, welcome to the stream. Pick and Flow, nice to see you, dude. How you doing, man? Nice to see you here again. Arthur, welcome to the stream. Hello, people, says Mandy. Hello, how you doing? Tutu, welcome, dude. Yeah, so I'm currently streaming from Matthias. Thank you so much for the subscription over Prime. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate it. All the money will be reinvested on making the stream better. Thank you. Pick and Flow, the camera looks good. Does it look better than the previous camera, or you guys feel it's the same? I don't even know. I have no idea, you know. So the MacBook is a 16-inch MacBook, which I'm gonna tell you, I thought when I bought the MacBook Max, I thought Max 16, I thought it will be like a brick. It will be heavy, you know, and it's just too much. And it's not. Literally, I went to actually a coffee shop today to work a little bit, and it felt the same like I was having the 14, but it feels better. And I have now this second screen, which is way bigger than the previous one. Yeah. Mario Lucas, welcome to the stream, dude. Nice to see you. Roberto, welcome to the stream. Roberto is saying the M4 MacBook should track you as you move. Yeah, I removed that. I literally removed that. Migesh from TikTok is saying you speak very well English. Thank you, dude. Nice to see that. Roberto, welcome to the stream. Yasin, Constantine, Yadi, Mohamed, welcome to the stream, bro. Green Evans, glad to are feeling better. Yeah, man, like I was so sick yesterday. You know, those viruses which are during winter. I was so sick yesterday. Oh, actually, I have exciting news. Did you guys saw our stream 2 days ago? We end up with a pull request, right? So that pull request actually got merged. So as you guys know, on the previous stream, we worked through doing a pull request to Laravel. That was our goal, okay? Doing a pull request to Laravel, the framework, truly open source. And I actually had the need of implement a finally method. So basically we had this try, catch, finally, blah, blah, blah. If I wanted to perform any sort of cleanup, regardless of the outcome of the pipeline. So what I did is implement this finally method directly on the pipeline class that got merged by Taylor Otwell a little bit after. Which is pretty cool, man. Now we have a bunch of gifted Tier 1 subs by Simon Hamp, which is the creator of native PHP. By the way, we are going to have Simon Hamp on stream sometime. That's for sure. I already spoke with him, and apparently he's like cleaning up a little bit his work on native PHP, on this EOS new stuff. And he is coming definitely to the stream to talk about that, because I cannot wait to actually do some Laravel EOS development. I don't know what you guys think, but that's my goal. Simon Hamp, thank you so much for the Tier 1 subs. By the way, you guys know all the money will be reinvested on making the stream better. I already actually bought a bunch of equipment. No, so the MacBook is new, the Lightning is new. What else? I have a Stream Deck as well. You know, so constantly reinvesting, making all this stuff better. That's the goal, okay? Thank you so much, Simon Hamp. I really appreciate that. Petrov, welcome from Bulgaria. Nice to see you, dude. Leonardo, welcome to the stream as well from Shield. Yeah, so Ida Key is asking, did you set up Herd already? So setting Herd was the first thing I did, and I was super surprised by how good actually it is. So I feel like we actually are going to maybe have a stream about Herd, because I feel it's so powerful. I actually set up MySQL through Herd, Redis through Herd, you know, like all of the things I was doing using separate services or separate apps, now I'm doing through Herd. So that's pretty cool. Peak and Flow, thank you so much for the Tier 1 subs, man. You guys are starting hot today. Jesus Christ. Thank you so much for your support. You guys are just awesome, by the way. Yo, I don't know if you guys noticed, but last stream we talked about our first sponsor, which is Laracasts, and I'm super happy about having Laracasts on sponsoring my channel, because, you know, I would naturally already say cool stuff about Laracasts, so having Laracasts as a sponsor is something that makes me really proud of, okay? Claudio, welcome to the stream. And you can use this exclamation point, Laracasts, on Twitch to literally see, you know, a link directly to Laracasts. Dennis, welcome to the stream, dude. He is speaking from Twitter. Oh my god, there we go. Oh my god, happy to see everyone. So let's get started by talking a little bit about who I am for those who don't know me. So for those who just arrived to the stream, my name is Nuno Maduro. I'm a PHP Laravel developer. I'm also a Laravel core team member, and I'm streaming about PHP and Laravel pretty much every single day at 9 p.m. except yesterday, I was a little bit sick. And I'm also publishing YouTube videos every single day at 1 p.m. Talking about YouTube videos, I literally published a new video about how to contribute to the Laravel framework. So that video was literally published yesterday, and we talked about how can you contribute to the Laravel framework, okay? I'm going to copy the link here so you guys can see if you want to, and if you haven't already. And, you know, feel free to give me a follow on YouTube as well. If you guys like my content, please give me a follow and leave a like, you know, if you like this kind of content. But yeah, today is no different. We are speaking about PHP once again. We have a bunch of viewers, so we are going to start on this, okay? So regarding my new MacBook, I received some questions, you know, if I'm liking it. I'm gonna be honest, in terms of performance, everything feels the same regarding the M1. You know, so I had the M1, which is like, you know, the most cheapest M1 you can get. That was my previous laptop. And comparing that, the M4 Max with a bunch of gigabytes of memory with the M1, I feel it's kind of the same in terms of performance. Like the most notable differences I can see is literally the size of the screen, which is way bigger. And yesterday, I was actually doing some editing, and I felt that moving the layers of the editing was a little bit faster. That was the only difference, okay? Adrian is asking me what happens to your old M1. So the old M1 will be for my wife. Yeah, my wife will be taking the old M1. Zeno, welcome to the stream, dude. Pick and Flow, thank you so much for your subscriptions once again, and for supporting my work pretty much every single stream. Thank you so much. Jonas, welcome to the stream. Gabor Dev, welcome to the stream. And yeah, let's get started, man. We have a bunch of work to do. You guys, I don't know if you guys noticed, but actually, People have been super active on Pack PHP. So if you guys are new to the stream, something we have been doing all together is literally building this next generation tool for PHP development. So if you guys don't know me, I actually have developed a bunch of PHP tooling that I use personally on my projects. One of them is Laravel Paint, which is like, you know, ESLint, allows you to style your code. The second one is Pack PHP, which is just like Jest, allows you to test your code. And this one, I wasn't the only developer, but I was not the one developing it, but it's basically type checking for PHP, just like TypeScript. I also use Refactoring PHP for refactoring my code. And today we are literally developing something new, call it Pack PHP. Now, what Pack PHP does is literally check for spelling mistakes in your project. So if you have like an annotation or a method name which is wrong or a public function which is wrong, I'm going to literally tell you that, okay? So I'm going to show you in a quick example so I can, you know, put you guys in the same spot. Let's move here into my PHP Storm, which I had to configure from scratch. But I think what I have done here on my PHP Storm configuration is still using the Cappuccino Mocha theme, and I'm also using the same font size, which undeniably it's a little bit smaller, so I can probably go to appearance. Why do I have the feeling that every single time I start my streams, I always go and change the font and the theme and everything on PHP Storm? It's crazy, right? Anyways, going to the font, let's put this to 20, not 5120, and also probably line width of 1.3 or 2, I can't remember. Maybe let's put 3 for now. Okay, there we go. And yeah, Pack PHP, if I remember correctly, it should give us 0 spelling mistakes. Oh my god, that was fast. Did you guys saw that? That was fast. I don't know, it's because of the M1, if the new M4, or it's because of the feature that Julie contributed regarding adding cache to the spell checker. But that was super fast running. Okay, you guys saw that? That was kind of crazy, right? Anyway, let's go here and literally do a mistake. So here, for example, I'm going to type creates with double S. And what my tool will do is literally tell me, did you mean creates? Did you mean crates? You know, so kind of pointing me in the right direction. So this little thing actually was contributed on the last stream we talked about. And yeah, did you guys saw how fast this is doing right now? It's kind of crazy though, right? Oh my god. That's fast. It's a little bit faster than the previous one, right? Logic PR is asking me, what is the rector config I use in my Laravel apps? I don't think I'm using anything crazy. My rector PHP configuration is literally like simple. Dev code true, quote quality, also as well, type declarations, privatizations, early returns, and strict booleans. That's it. Nothing special, I think. Adrian is saying, remove the cache to see if this is the M4 or a cache. So I think the last time we run this without cache, it was 16 seconds. Can you guys confirm me that? I think we were with 16 seconds without cache. 16 or 15? Do you guys remember this? Can you guys let me know? Yeah, 16 seconds. There we go. So if we remove the cache, we should see the difference between the M1 and M4. Let me just fix a test suite real quick. I'm gonna type fingerprint passed, update snapshots. There we go. Run past. So let's remove the cache to see what is the difference between the M4 and M1 running this particular test suite. I think the 16 seconds was when we didn't have any cache though, you know, so, but still, like, I don't remember seeing these numbers even with cache. Yeah, it is kind of crazy. I agree. Like the M4, I mean, something is, I feel the M1 was already super fast, but this is like even faster than that, that's for sure. Constantine Ross is saying between 15 and 18 seconds, but I feel like that's without cache. You know, I feel like even if we remove the folder cache, we are still using the cache somehow, because during the running test suite, we are going to create some folders. Exactly. Charlie Etienne is saying it was 16 without any cache. Exactly. That was before cache. Exactly. So we don't have a way to compare it, but I mean, definitely it should be more faster. I run like Pint in the Laravel test suite on my Laravel Cloud project. It was definitely faster. That's for sure. Erika is saying it was 3.65 seconds without cache files. Yeah, now it's a little bit faster. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth the upgrade, but I mean, you know, it was like 3 years already, and I just felt, you know, that I'm gonna just buy a laptop and make myself happy, especially the bigger screen. Because I mean, something I want to do is literally go to Laracon EU and being able to stream from there. I want to stream from conferences, like Laracon India is also arriving, and I want to be able to stream and do some content over there. You know, just be with you guys while I'm on the conference. I think that will be fun. Do you guys have any idea of stuff I could do at Laracon EU in terms of, you know, in terms of content? Obviously, I could code and stuff like that, but I feel like there will be so many people there that potentially we could do some sort of collaboration or anything like that. Adrian is saying, better have some drinks with me and don't stream. What do you guys say if I do a stream with Adrian? Literally just interviewing Adrian to see if he's a real person and not a robot. All right, folks, let's review some pull requests. Times to get my hands on work. Hands on work, okay? So I'm gonna move here into some Safari stuff. So the last time we ended the stream, actually, the test suite was failing, so that's the first thing we need to address. So apparently, if I click on build, I see this little test failing, and I think the reason was because of snapshots. There we go. Yeah, there we go. It's because of this little snapshot line right here. So something that we need to do when I'm running processes on the console is literally provide the expected line width of the terminal. So I want, you know, because people may run this on their own terminals, which have a bigger width in terms of size, you know what I mean? Or run in small terminals, and we need to make sure the output is always the same, you know what I mean? And to address this, I think we have a pull request, which we are going to merge immediately. So, huh? Is this the one? Yeah, this is the one. This is definitely the one. So, what is he doing to the process? Because if it's anything, okay, this might actually not be the one. So this actually adds some tests, but I want like a pull request which just fix the issue regarding the size of that particular line of snapshots. Let's see this one. Okay, this actually may do it. Oh. What is this? Oh, so the problem wasn't the size of the terminal, was literally this little arrow we have here, which was still pointing to the directory if we were to have my own name on this little test thing. Gotcha. This makes sense. Okay. This might be a little bit too complex, but I'm going to try to explain you. I'm going to move back to the coding stuff. So basically, the last stream we talked about like how important it is to have unit testing integration testing, but also some sort of smoke testing. We call it console testing because we are literally running vendor bin pack and comparing the output, okay? So one of the things that this little output test does is calling the Symfony process to run bin pack and run the check command with the given path. So we are expecting that if we were to run this, we expect the output to never change, okay? However, you guys know that, let me go there real quick. Yeah, there we go. You guys know that, where is it? Let me add some error real quick. I'm gonna go to my source, config, and I'm gonna type here potentially configurations with 3 S's, for example. You guys know that if I run now vendor bin pack, you will see that I think we had like, the full. Oh, it's one when his file changes. I think I can't remember right now. I'm gonna type persons with N, for example, which is the wrong class. Run pack. Yeah, there we go. So basically we have, you know, the entire users, Nuno Maduro, work projects, blah, blah, blah. So if I try to regenerate the snapshots locally, they will include my own name on the snapshots, okay? So what we did was, I'm gonna remove the project directory from the output, so the snapshot in my local machine will be the same one in your local machine yourself, okay, if you were to run the test suite. Now the problem about that is that we remove the username, but we forgot to actually point or adjust this little line to the correct place. So if your name were to be a little bit smaller than mine, this little thing will be different on every single snapshot comparison, okay? So to address this issue, we have a pull request coming, if I'm not mistaken, on by Raz Yacob, and what he's doing is kind of adjusting the column on the output of the snapshot, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. Okay, so now we are going to always point to the right direction, it seems. It seems. The test suite is failing though, right? Yeah, the test suite is entirely failing. Oh, because the snapshots may actually need to be updated? It might be that. Let's see, let's see, let's see. XXF1PX is saying, sorry Nuno, but can you remind us on how to contribute to Laravel, if there is any chance to make money with that? I don't think there is any chance to make money out of open source. It's something really complicated. But if you want to see how to contribute to Laravel, go to my YouTube channel. I literally have a video of 10 minutes showing you how do I do that, okay? Okay, so I don't think this pull request actually fixes what I want. This pull request fixes reviewing the correct column for displaying the location of typos and folder names. Blah, 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 blah. So if this issue fixes the problem, why the test suite is still failing? Sakuni is saying you are the goat. You're hilarious, man. So why the test suite is still failing on this pull request? I feel we are going to just fix the issue locally instead of, you know, looking at this, because it's just odd that the test suite is literally failing on the pull request that should address this issue. So I'm gonna move here back to my code and let's try to address this. So just to recap a little bit, the problem we are having right now is that snapshots will have this little arrow pointing to a different direction depending of the name of the person. So first of all, I think it's we kind of agree that this shouldn't be like this little users Nuno Maduro work blah 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 shouldn't be here to begin with. Okay, we probably should be okay already with just source. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my check command and see what exactly are we outputting all of this, because I can't remember. So obviously, if we don't have any issues, we are going to say that there is no misspellings found. If we have any issues, we are going to render a line issue or a lineless issue. I'm going to click on lineless issue, and let's try to understand why are we seeing the entire full path here instead of the relative path. Oh, we were supposed to already replace the current directory of the user by a small dot, which is a little bit confusing. So what's happening here? Okay, this makes sense. How about current directory? Interesting. And you guys know, best editor, best IDE, best debugger in the world, DD, and you can type !DD to literally see that. Oh my god. Dennis F is asking me, how do you find ideas for new projects? I literally try to understand during my daily job, my regular job, what I would like to have. So when I was developing Laravel Cloud, as you can imagine, like, the code is getting bigger and bigger, you know? And something that I always do when I'm reviewing pull requests is checking PHP annotations or checking like documentation we write on the code. And I obviously don't want to see spelling mistakes on those things. So I just thought, let's just develop a spell checker, but not the regular spell checker. A regular spell checker already exists out there. I need a spell checker be able to detect things like that. If I were to type current directory with double epsilon, for example, obviously there's a problem with this little word. So we need a spell checker that is smart enough to actually read code, separate like this uppercase from this little word, kind of being able to infer that this means this, you know what I mean? And also like feels good on the terminal and also fits on my natural workflow like Pack PHP pint. So it needs to be like that, you know what I mean? Oh, great question. Great question I'm seeing here on the chat. Someone is making a great question on the chat. Why do we use declare strict types? I want to see, do you guys know why PHP or why in PHP this declare strict types is used? Do you guys know? You can say no or yes on the chat. It's totally fine. By the way, on the stream, we are super open. Like, we discuss our weaknesses. We discuss the things we know, the things we don't know. It's perfectly informal. You know what I mean? I have said that I don't know stuff a lot of times already, so it's perfectly fine. Okay, we have a couple of no's. We have a couple of yeses. Ooh. Okay, the high click actually made a very good explanation, which is to not convert types and ensure we are providing the correct types. Is exactly that, but I'm going to actually explain you. So in all my PHP projects, I actually always use declare strict types, and I'm going to show you a clear example why that is so useful in PHP. I'm going to move here into my bin directory, and I'm going to create two files, okay? I'm going to create like the file1.php, and I'm going to create as well the file2.php. Okay, so two simple files, and what I will do here is right on top of the file 1, I'm going to require the file number 2. This should just work like this, right? Yeah, and I'm going to require the file number 2. In the file number 2 will contain the following. Will contain a function which which performs a sum between two numbers, the number A, the number B, and we'll just basically return the sum of both together, okay? Now, I'm going to go back into the function 1, and after require into the 1.php file, and after requiring the 2.php file, what I can potentially do is a sum. So I'm going to provide sum, provide the number 1, number 2, and actually just echo the result. And I expect to see the outcome of this to be something like, let's go to the binary and then type php1, and the result is obviously 3, okay? So far so good. Okay, so far so good. We have literally one function which receives 2 integers as an argument, and then we sum those 2 integers. Now, I'm gonna make you a question. What do you think it happens if you do something like this? Just provide an empty string. Sum an empty string with the value, sum an empty string with 2. What do you think it happens in PHP? Okay, Adrian is saying that it will just work and the result will be 2. What do you guys think it happens? So most people are saying the result will be 2. So the reason why this code will work and the result will be 2, it's because of how PHP works internally, okay? Oh, I want to run one. It's because of how PHP works internally, okay? I'm so confused right now. Huh? I would swear that the result of this 2 would be 2, because this would convert string to an integer on the fly. Does PHP just fix this? Lord404, welcome to the stream. Well, Best B is saying because you put int on a function signature. I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that. But I would swear that if we weren't to put declare string types, this would still like run, you know what I mean? Which is kind of odd. Oh, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. So kind of protects to the sum. So the sum is the real problem, right? No, what the heck? I'm so confused. Okay, now I'm even more confused. Because I'm gonna tell you what I was about to explain. I'm gonna tell you what I was about to explain. I was about to explain that if I were to do something like this, okay, the empty string would still be provided, but internally PHP would apply something like this to the A, basically. You know what I mean? It would kind of try to infer an integer from an empty string, and that the result will be basically 0. Okay. Now I'm wondering if it's like this is a new PHP thing. What version of PHP I'm running at the moment? PHP 8.3. I'm so confused right now. They fixed it? For sure? Someone is saying use PHP 7.x. Okay, I'm gonna try to use her to do that. Give me a second. Okay, I'm gonna install PHP 8.1, for example. I hope it doesn't break anything, to be honest. Okay, there we go, it's installed. So now using her, I should be able to use PHP 8.1. How about now? Okay, PHP 8.1, cool. So I'm gonna type PHP 1. I'm so confused. Oh, someone is saying try to provide. Oh, okay. Oh my god, I thought I didn't know PHP anymore. So the problem was that I was providing an empty string, but if I provide something like this, does it work? It doesn't. How about this, for example? Now it does. Okay, I'm back to knowing PHP again. Jesus Christ. And just to be clear, if I type declare string types 1, all of this will just fail. Okay, back to the square one. I was so confused right now. Oh my God. Okay, guys, I'm going to start from scratch. Okay, because I want to also create some content out of this, okay? All right, let's go. For those who don't understand why I do use street types on every single file, I'm about to explain that, okay? So, something I always do is literally declare the street types to make sure my code is a little bit more strict. And I just created this one.php file and this 2.php file, where the 2.php file contains a function. This function is very simple. The only thing it does, it's sum two integers, okay? Now, if I were to run this code, I can simply include 2.php and then sum 1 to 2, where the result should be obviously, 3, because I'm providing 1, I'm providing 2, so the sum of those two numbers will be 3. Now, what do you think it happens if I just provide something like this? Now, probably would say that this will result in an exception. However, as you can see, PHP still converts this given string to an integer, kind of leading a little bit to an expected behavior, and still tries to convert this given number or this given string to a number. It converts to 22, and the result is 24. Now, a great way to prevent this is literally use declare street types on the top of the both two files. So I'm going to use it here, but also on the 2.php. And now if we run php1, you will see that we have a type error where the first variable a needs to be an integer, but a string was given, which is quite cool to ensure that, you have some type safety in your code. Now I'm a little bit curious, guys, like what exactly happens if, if I do something like, if I put an A inside, for example. Okay, and I remove the declare street types. Now it doesn't work. I would swear that PHP was still allowing stuff like this, man. I'm so confused right now. How about this, for example? It doesn't work. How about this? This will work. Okay. How about C, for example? Someone is saying on the chat, try float. Let's see, like, let's try floats, for example. It doesn't work also. Interesting. How about this? It doesn't work either. Oh my God. Someone is saying try -1. Oh, so -1 actually works as expected, because -1 plus 2 will be 1. So that works. How about this? It doesn't work. Interesting. So declare street types literally fixes that little edge cases we have where we are not able to convert the given string to an integer. Interesting. Oh, Adrian is saying something interesting. If you have an integer here, that actually might be a good example or a bad example. If I try 1.2, what happens? Aha! Interesting, huh? You guys just noticed this? That's a very interesting one. In declare street types fixes this, right? Let's see. Aha! You guys see this one? You guys see this one? This one is nasty, right? So basically, oops, let's go here. There we go. This is actually a very interesting one. So here I have on the function declared that the type, the variable A, it needs to be an integer, the variable B needs to be an integer, and if I provide a float, something like 1.2 plus 2, we probably would expect something like, 3.2 on the output. However, PHP internally casts this to an integer, thanks to gives type int, and the result is something like 3. As we still have a deprecated message, which is probably something from the newest PHP versions. However, with declare street types, this doesn't even work, which is just way better. Mythic is asking me, what happens if you try to put a float as string? Let's try that. Oops, let's remove string types. It still like goes through. So here is even more weird. I'm providing 1.2 as a string, 1.2 as string, and PHP converts that to an integer, literally. And the result is 3. However, with declare string types, nothing of this even happens because PHP internally will give us a type error. By the way, I hope I know the beginning of the explanation was a little bit weird because I got confused myself. But what do you guys think about declare string types? It's useful, right? What do you guys think? Yes or no? It's useful, right? It's a cool thing to have. Mora is saying there is no option for global declare string types. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wished PHP had just this by default. You know what I mean? Just like Zeno is saying right now, it should be enabled by default. Sido, I'm going to read the chat right now because I spent too much time on this, so I apologize about that. Sido Entity is saying, people like you want to make me stop pursuing C# and .NET and switch to PHP and Laravel. This energy different, it's different over Lara gang. So cool, dude. Yeah, man, I mean, I'm doing my best to literally, be a little bit public about the Laravel community, and feels really good to read chat like that. Okay, thank you so much for that. Tomas Freire from TikTok is asking me where do I work. So I actually am a Laravel core team member, so I work for Laravel. Laravel is a PHP framework, in case you are not aware about. So just to recap a little bit, it's not totally fixed on the new PHP versions, so you can still eat like weird behaviors. If you provide something like 1.2, this will still be converted to a string, which is super weird. Yeah, someone is saying this should be at least on the php.ini. I feel like the php.ini, no, something we need to understand as well is that you may have your package ready for string types, but this needs to be like a package directive, because some package may not actually be ready for string types. So the way I would like to see this is literally something at composer level, where it would come here and it would have something like PHP like here, you know what I mean? And then you would type string types just like that, or string2, something like this will be just so perfect. Can you imagine something like this? PHP string2, and this will apply like to only my package, not on the vendor, you know what I mean? I would love something like this. Askas is saying, try to remove the return type. So removing the return type will actually not change a thing, because, all of these errors are actually being reported when I provide an argument. So if I do something like, if I actually remove the return type, for example, it will still not actually work as expected, because I'm providing still this given string, for example, and, the result is still 3, you know what I mean? Actually, if I just do something like return string, what I think will happen is this given return is actually converted to a string, which is what's happening here, but we cannot see it. If I do something like var dump, you should actually see it. Let's type here var dump. There we go. So as you can see, we have a string 3, which is even more weird. So by the way, to address all these problems, just use string types equals to 1 on the top of the file, just like that. And none of this actually happens, Even if you provide now here, for example, sum 1 to 2, this will still fail because of the return type being a string. So here I can fix this by typing int, and now we'll be totally fixed. Okay, dudes. That was a fun lesson about PHP. Let's move back into some Pack development. Toak is saying test true equals to 1 and false equals to 0. So Oh, wait, what? Huh? What do you mean? I cannot do that. You mean like this? I cannot do that. It doesn't even work. Yeah, it's like complaining already. Adrian is saying 1 multiplied by 1. What type do you think will be the return? I think it will be an integer, but I think we can see it real quick. So if I remove this and delete. So you're saying something like this, 1 plus 1. The return type will be an integer, 1, basically. Yeah, there we go. Nah, it's not a string, it's just basically a regular integer. All right, folks, let's move forward. Otherwise, we don't do anything on Pack. So let's remove this little file in this little experiment. Let's go back into our person. So we were trying to address an issue where running something like a bean pack, let's move back into PHP 8.3. There we go. Clear the terminal. Yeah, we had like this var dump somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. So the problem was the current directory wasn't being actually removed from the file. I think the issue was because yeah, there we go. The issue is that because we have this entire thing for no reason at all. So I feel we can use a relative path equally right here. How about now? Yeah, looking better. However, the column is not pointing to the right direction. So we can fix this by going to the place where this little line is being calculated, which should be right here. So the spacer, I'm going to repeat this little thing right here for the given amount of columns, get issue column, and this shouldn't be oh my god, this will be tough. Oh, someone just sent me a link that someone online just made a pull request to address this. So let's go and see it real quick. This is exactly what I want. 1 minute ago. It was that you? Emily Dev, is this you? Okay, so this pull request comes from Emily Nev. So let's click on files changed. Oh, he is literally doing what I was about to do, which is use the relative path right here. But he is also providing the relative path to the get issue column. So the given arrow is based on the relative path and not on the issue file, which makes a lot of sense. Okay, great work here. And test suite should be passing. So I'm going to merge this. Just pull this locally and see how it goes. So I'm going to type git status. I'm going to remove all of this. I'm going to pull. And what happens with the test suite right now? So let's type vendor being passed. And it's still failing for some reason. Type coverage is failing. Well, not only type coverage, apparently like even snapshotting, it doesn't seem okay. This actually might be a little bit because of the way you calculate snapshotting. So I'm going to go here into the console testing, output test, and it should be because of this remove project directory, because I don't think we actually need this anymore, right? Because if we are doing that like already on the check command, we don't even need this. Let me try to just run like this, okay? So I'm going to type clear run vendor being passed with the flag update snapshots. Clear my terminal, run past again, and actually check if the snapshots looks okay. They don't look okay. So why the snapshots are there to begin with, by the way? Lucas Kruska is saying we can use Refactor to kind of refactor some of the code that is legacy. Yeah, he's basically talking about the 1.php file we had in the 2.php file we had. Like declare streak types and things like that are things that can be added with Refactor PHP, and I actually had that in some of my projects. Okay. Okay, let's try to understand what's happening. So obviously this shouldn't be here to begin with, right? So let's try to understand. If I go here, for example, and I have configuration with double hand, we all agree that I don't have like the full path, right? I don't. So this makes a lot of sense, okay? This is working as expected. And if I were to create like a new file with double N, for example, I also don't have the full path. So this is working as expected if I were to run just bin pack like normal, okay? The problem comes when I'm generating the snapshots, which apparently they do something weird, and we are going to understand what's happening, okay? So the snapshots are literally including like my workspace entirely. So the problem must be because of the check command not working as we want. So let's go to the check command and see, to begin with, where are we fetching the current directory? Okay, so the current directory is being provided through these two methods we are using, call it render line issue, but also render line less issue. So what directory is this one? Oh, I get the problem. Okay. So the problem it's happening, it's because the directory we are using to kind of remove the full path of the file is the one we are using for scanning. So if I were, for example, to, you know, to provide the path of the features folder, I don't think this would work as expected. That may actually be the problem. I think one idea to fix this is literally use this little command, like the pdw thing. This may actually do the job. So this is not the current directory, by the way. This is just the directory. Which I'm gonna refactor this real quick. Okay. And finally, for the place where we are using this, which is this one, I'm going to not use the directory and use potentially, what is that PHP function where we can get the current directory? Is CWD or something like that, right? Get current directory using PHP. Get CWD, there we go. 16 Nov is saying use execute pwd. Well, we can do that, or we can use this function, call it get cwd, which does the same thing. Okay. By the way, if you just arrived to the stream, we have a bunch of people watching me, so first of all, thank you for coming. My name is Nuno Maduro. I'm a PHP and Laravel developer, a Laravel core team member as well. Today we are developing the next generation tool for PHP, something that sits alongside Pint and Pack PHP, which is a spell checker that will literally go to the project we are using and check for spelling mistakes. And at the moment, we are fixing the output of the snapshots. It's not even the output of, of the project itself. It's the output of the snapshot testing, which is not working as expected. And the reason is because of the way we are calculating some of the relative paths, okay? Okay, so what happens if I just do this to begin with? Oops, I need like a problem, so let's type persons with double N. By the way, if you like my content, feel free to give me a follow, on YouTube and Twitch, and leave a like if you like, the video. Okay, now it's still working as expected. However, I would expect to see like source line instead, which is a little bit weird. Adrian is saying, this is the problem. It's a relative and not the full path. Oh, makes sense. 16nov, thank you so much for the subscription through Prime, man. I really appreciate your support. So you mean like this little thing right here? Huh. Oh, this is a line issue we need to go to. I'm so, There we go. So this should be actually get CWD. How about now? There we go. Now it makes some more sense. So here we see dot source person to literally point to that little thing right there. Okay. And if I go to the other thing, the other place we are doing string replace, it should be the same problem. I'm going to move this to the upper top so it gets literally the same thing as the other function. So this is working good, and if I remove this, and if I were to go to the kernel, for example, create instance with double E, this is equally almost working good. Not perfectly, yes. No, it's working good. Instance is not well spelled. We need to use instance instead. Adrian is saying, try now with the path, so we replicate exactly what the test suite is doing. So that's a great, suggestion. So I'm going to type, what is the command name? It's check, right? I think it is check. Yeah, check path. Now I'm going to provide tests features to kind of replicate a little bit what we are doing on the test suite. And it's also working as expected, as you can see. Do we have a spelling mistake on a file, though? Almost. Yeah, we do. It seems to be working good now. Let's run the test suite, to see what happens with snapshots, okay? So snapshot testing should be just failing. So if I type vendor bean passed, it should be failing though. There we go. Yeah, makes total sense. There we go. There we go. And if I type update snapshots, it should fix all the snapshots. And if I run vendor bean passed, we have a test suite passing as expected. All right, folks, this is good. You guys remember very well what we do always when we fix something is literally type git add-p, okay? And then we can check like line by line what's happening, okay? So let's go here, git add-p. I'm gonna confirm this, also confirm this little fix. There we go. We no longer need this little remove project directory. So here I'm going to actually say no to this because we no longer need that function at all. So I'm going to type console test right there, and then we can remove this completely. Okay. And we go back to the place we were. Bam, bam, boom. Run Pint. Run our entire test suite with composer test and see how it goes. Lone Wolf Software, welcome to the stream. Today we are still working on Pack PHP. We are literally working on, making this stuff actually possible. Keep working on making this project usable in production. At the moment we are working on the output and we are going to review some more pull requests, okay? Christian is saying, I no longer code in Laravel, but I miss the framework. Oh my god, man. I know, dude, I have read that thing so many times already of people who have changed, you know, technology or changing the stack, and they just miss Laravel afterwards. I feel you, man. I was doing Laravel, then I went to do 2 years of JavaScript, and I missed so much the Laravel ecosystem that I was doing Laravel at night, literally. Code Canon 4, welcome to the stream, dude. Geekish from TikTok is saying your English is really good. Thank you, dude. Thank you for coming to the stream, by the way. Christine is also saying that Laravel gave me a first job, which is cool. Oh, Dennis is asking me, what is the tool you are using for code generation? It's called GitHub Copilot. And GitHub Copilot is actually, you know, something that I cannot live without anymore. It's, you know what I mean? I love it. Logic VR is saying, I just added declare strict types rule on Pint and 8 tests failed. You probably were doing something that you shouldn't, you know? Steven, welcome to the stream, dude. Nice to see you, man. All right, folks, let's go back to the check command, because apparently there is a few things we are doing incorrectly thanks to Refactoring PHP. So we no longer need this, and meaning that we probably also don't need to provide that on the directory itself. There we go. We don't need this. We don't need this. So why we don't need the given directory, by the way, when we are rendering lines? The reason we don't need the current directory when we are rendering lines is because all the relative paths we are showing on the console, they are relative to the current path where we are executing the command, and not to the current path we are providing for spell checking, basically. You know what I mean? So we can remove this too. I hope that was a little bit clear. Okay. So let's run now potentially Pint. There we go. Pint is just, look at this, bing, 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 super fast, so cool. Composer test, let's see how it goes. Yeah, Adrian just removed it. That's a very good point, thank you, man. Lonely Wolf Software is saying, Laravel paid for my house, cars, kids, grandkids, and everything, man. The best framework, there is no doubt about it. Ah, man, I'm glad to hear that. For me, it's the same, man. PHP Stan is complaining. PHP Stan is complaining on the line 126. So that should be literally right here, because the current path may actually be false. So what I will do here is just convert this to string, just like that. Is this line the same as this line right here? It is, which tells me that we probably could refactor this at some point. Sam TM from TikTok is saying, you are the first one doing this that I see. Yeah, so, you know, just to be really honest with you, most of my audience is currently doing, it's currently on TikTok, on Twitch and YouTube, but I'm now also streaming on TikTok to see if I can get some audience from there. So thank you so much for joining the stream, by the way. Really appreciate you are watching this. In case you are wondering why I'm streaming on English, so the reason is because most of my audience actually is, you know, it's not from Portugal, so I kind of have to, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm currently on Twitch, you know what I mean? I'm gonna give you my socials, so you guys can also, you know, follow me on other social medias, okay? There we go. I'm gonna copy paste this, also put here on YouTube, but also put here on TikTok. There you go. Those are my socials. You can, you know, see me on YouTube, but also on Twitch. Actually, I send you all of my links except the Twitch one. Oh my god. There we go. This is my Twitch handler, by the way. Adrian is saying you will need to enable coverage on herd. How do I do that, by the way? That's a great question. That's a great question. How do I enable coverage on herd? I don't know, folks. I need help. I need help ASAP. So if I type something like vendor bin passed coverage, it does not work. Ooh. Okay, Adrian is saying replace PHP by herd coverage. You mean this? For some reason, it's like requesting permission for sending Apple events. Is that normal, Adrian? Reman, welcome from Pakistan. Nice to see you, dude. Adrian, you say, I don't know, I use Linux. Okay, I'm gonna just send, I'm gonna say yes to this. Oh yeah, it's just that. Okay, we have literally 93% of code coverage at the moment, which is pretty cool in my opinion. But yeah, I think we have a test from a pull request from someone who literally increases the coverage. So what I will do here is just pull request what we have. So I'm going to type git add-p, and if I run the entire test suite, it should be just working. Which, you know, something now I'm a little bit confused about, Adrian, is how can I adjust my composer scripts to literally have code coverage always working as expected? You know, something I don't want to do is literally come here to the composer test and have to put this on the coverage deal, because people who don't have coverage, this won't work anymore, you know? Adrian is saying you need to configure this on herd. Oh, maybe I can enable coverage by default? That's what you mean? Yeah, maybe. Okay, let's type git commit-m fixes snapshot. Well, actually, sure, fixes snapshot testing, and push this. Sam is asking me if I'm a software engineer, if I'm an engineer. I'm actually, yeah, I have a master in computer science, master in computer science, yeah. Nova is asking me, or is saying actually, that state machines and workflows in Symfony are so useful and robust. Can you bring them to Laravel? Perhaps, you know, I have seen like I'm super convinced that developing Laravel applications using just regular actions is kind of my thing at the moment. But you know, if you can prove me that state machines in workflows, kind of Laravel can be super powerful as well, let me know. All right, folks, what we are doing at the moment is literally going to Safari and keep, you know, see what we have. We should have a passing test suite at the moment, even on GitHub. By the way, not a lot of people know about this. We could do potentially a stream about this, but GitHub literally have this service called GitHub Actions, which is totally free. You can have your entire test suite on the CI running for free thanks to GitHub, okay? So obviously we have that, and the only thing you have to do is go to your GitHub project, have this .github folder, and within the GitHub folder you have this workflows folder, and then you can have as much as you want GitHub workflow. So here, for example, I have a workflow called tests, and the only thing it does is literally running the entire test suite at the end, which is kind of useful. Okay. I also have this workflow called formats, which does other kind of things, like potentially, you know, test if the styling of the code is okay, but also as well test if all of the type checking is okay as well. Thomas Van Hersten is saying, this is so ugly. What do you mean? You mean like YAML files? Adrian just sent me the link of how to actually change the PHP settings and potentially enable Xdebug by default using Herd. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. All right, folks, if you just arrived to the stream, if you don't know me, my name is Nuno Maduro, PHP and Laravel developer and everything in between. I'm also a Laravel core team member, and today we are doing open source, okay? We are generating or developing the next generation tool for detecting spell checking mistakes, okay? So I have already developed a bunch of tooling in the PHP ecosystem, one of them being something like Laravel Pint, which detects styling issues in your code. I have also detected past PHP, which is the equivalent of Jest, allows you to write unit tests. And, you know, alongside these amazing tools, we are going to have something we are developing together on the stream, call it Pack PHP. And Pack detects spelling mistakes, okay? Thomas is saying that what he actually found ugly is running herd coverage and then have to do vendor bin pass -- coverage. I feel like I'm going to enable probably code coverage by default on Herd at some point, you know what I mean? So tests are still failing for some reason. So I'm going to click here on the macOS. So by the way, we have tests running on different operating systems. We have tests running on Ubuntu, but also on macOS. And apparently the ones failing are on macOS. So I'm going to click on details and try to understand what's happening. And what's happening is I have no idea. What is the difference between these two? Wait, what? So basically, we have snapshot testing failing only on macOS, so Ubuntu is passing as expected. However, on macOS, apparently those two lines are a little bit different, and we are trying to understand why. Someone is saying that ignore is different from ignore uppercase. Oh, you're right, it's exactly that. Here is lowercase, but here is uppercase. Why would you think that this would happen, though? I think we should make the suggestions like all of them lowercase. What do you guys think about that? So someone is saying a typo. I mean, the goal is having typos, otherwise we couldn't run Pack on this tool, you know what I mean? SamTM is asking me, where did I study? I studied on Lydia, which is literally the university on my hometown. Victor is asking me, do you have a GitHub Actions boilerplate in your PHP skeleton package? I think I do. Let me check. PHP skeleton. Oops. This should be skeleton PHP, perhaps. Yeah, I do. I do. Workflows, tasks, and here we go, like a full template. I'm gonna send you this file, okay? This project. This is basically a project if you want to develop your own skeletons in PHP. There we go. There we go. Yeah, so the problem was literally it seems that on macOS it tries to uppercase this. I feel that I feel what's happening here is probably the Aspell, the underlying tool we are using for checking spelling mistakes, is literally uppercasing on macOS. Could be potentially that, okay? So what we can do is go back to PHP Storm and probably lowercase any suggestions we may have. So I'm going to go to my check command right there, and we should have a place where we are, fetching all suggestions. So here is one example. We format the issue suggestions for displaying. Why would we capitalize though? I don't think I want to do that ever. Yeah, I want to actually lowercase them all the time. So if I do array map here, where the first callback is literally string to lower, There we go. I can potentially lowercase all suggestions and always lowercase them. I mean, there is probably a reason why this code was here in the first place. I actually have no idea. But let's run Pack to see how it goes. So if I run this, it just works. If I run the entire test suite, it's failing. Okay. Yeah, I feel like we can potentially lowercase always. I don't feel like we have to provide this in uppercase ever, to be honest. Someone is saying, Mindzone Real Life is saying, would it be possible to keep the case of the input word? The thing is that even if we were to do that, even if we were to do that, like, I don't feel it adds a lot of value to keep the uppercase, you know what I mean? Charlie Etienne from YouTube is saying, the ASPL suggestions, there are some lowercase, but also some uppercase. Well, apparently there is. That also depends on the operating system and version of the ASPL you are using. I'm gonna lowercase all to actually not even have to think about that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna lowercase them all, I feel like, and then I don't have to think about this anymore, man, and we move forward. But I mean, that was one example. Like, can you guys give me an example of a word that wouldn't make... I mean, I can give you a word already, something like this, right? USA, for example. Yeah, there is words who potentially only make sense in uppercase. I'm gonna do lowercase for now, and that's it. Okay. So vendor being passed, update snapshots. I feel I have to also, yeah, to do this. There we go. Let's run this, run the entire test suite, and if we're chilling, we probably are going to lowercase for now. Pippin Castle is saying, I agree with lowercase. More consistency, less complexity. I agree with you, dude. We have a bunch of people watching us from TikTok, by the way. So, you know, from people from TikTok, I would like to say, you know, welcome to the stream. If you don't know me, my name is Nuno Maduro, PHP and Laravel developer. And, you know, I'm streaming every single day at 9 p.m. about PHP content. PHP is an amazing language. You know, we probably have heard stories about PHP and how PHP is old and things like that. Not anymore. PHP these days is just awesome. You know, it's modern, has an amazing framework, which is Laravel, allows you to prototype applications super fast, using an amazing tools in the ecosystem like, you know, PHP Stand, Reactor, Past, Pint, and many more. So give a try to PHP and you will love it. By the way, there is this website, which I personally have learned Laravel through it, call it Laracast. And, you know, Laracast is also a sponsor of this channel, but I'm going to be honest with you, I have literally learned PHP and Laravel through this website. How many of you in the chat have learned PHP thanks to Laracast? You know, I think I have learned a bunch of technologies, not only PHP and you know, not only PHP and Laravel, but also other tools like Tailwind CSS, you know, and React as well. Oh my God, I've learned so many stuff from this. So they have a bunch of free content, especially around PHP and early days in PHP. So if you want to learn PHP, this is literally the place to go. It's videos, you know, and you can literally build your career starting from this point, okay? I'm gonna send you the link in case you want to check that out, okay? Oh, I should be able to use this exclamation point Laracast, I think. There we go, boy. I still don't believe that Laracast is literally sponsoring this channel. It is kind of crazy, to be honest. Because I would speak about them naturally. It's just crazy. You know, I'm just lucky, man. But as you can see, like, all my audience on Twitter are literally saying that a bunch of them have learned from Laracast as well. Nolis Lembol, Diabel, Jacob, Peter Gins, Logic BR, Drippin Castle is saying Lara Castle's sweetness, good for getting up to speed without even knowing the basics. Oh my god, it's so true. Jacob Esky is saying, are you ever going to make a Lara Cast series? I don't know, man. Because especially now, I'm loving doing my streams, so I don't think I will, you know, at least for now. Jonas is saying, I love the object-oriented series. Oh, I think they renewed that series recently. You mean this one? Yeah. You mean this one, right? Open close workshop? I don't think it's this one. It is this one? Jonas, is this the one that you basically watched as well? Open close workshop? Is this the one? Ed Milson also loves Lara Cast. Me too, man. Oh, okay. Object-oriented programming. Which one it is then? Oh, I think I know. Object. I think I know. It's the one like literally about on the PHP kind of thing, right? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this one, man. This one is so good. They basically redid like the entire series, because when I was first learning about PHP, I learned with the previous one. This is the new one.
It has arms and legs. All right, let's get started with classes. And don't worry, I'll make this really easy. I like to think of classes sort of like blueprints in the programming world.
The quality of Jeffrey Way isn't like crazy these days. I mean, it was already good, but now it's like, oh my god, man.
And I'll give you a really basic example, but it really helps. So think about a person. If that were a class.
Oh my god. It is crazy. And it really starts from the basics. Anyways, if you guys want to learn PHP in Laravel development, this is literally the place, okay? Mr. Fabric Dev is saying this guy is pure gold. Cinema quality, it's so true, man. It's so true. Anyway, Lara Cast, dude, for the win. Master Chief, I agree, man. All right, so we just fixed this. Did we push this, by the way? Let's type git add -p. We haven't, so let's just fix this real quick. We have 5 lines add white space errors. What do you mean? Huh? Is it good? Yeah, we're chilling, okay. So this will feed lowercase suggestions, okay? And push this. Let's go back to Safari. And we should have a passing test suite finally in our CI. While we wait, let's review some more pull requests and move forward. Wow, Victor Sanchez is saying, I know Jeffrey Way from his NetTuts days. Yeah, I heard he worked for that before doing Lara Cast, right? Alp KK, hi Nuno, hi dude, welcome to the stream, man. Nice to see you. Yeah, Lara Cast is truly cinema quality, I love it. Okay, I need to ensure we have a passing test suite before even moving forward. Still running. Oh my god, we have so much to do. Ooh, this one is sexy though. Don't we have a dash init already? We don't, right? Okay, this one will be good. We don't have a dash init? I don't think we do. Okay, folks, this will be actually a very good addition. So just to recap, in case you don't know, this is Pack PHP, and actually we have this pack.json file, which allows you to specify some of the words you don't actually want Pack to complain about. Imagine that you have some business logic, and that business logic contains some words that are specific to your project. Let's imagine it's not the case, but let's imagine Laravel Cloud. The word cloud is not like an English word, so I would have to potentially add that word to here to be ignored. Okay, and something we thought about is that we want the user to create this little JSON file, but without actually copy pasting. So it would be actually cool to have some sort of, pack --init. It will basically bootstrap this pack.json file for you. And I hope is that. I think that's exactly what this --init is doing, is creating the configuration file. And this pull request came from Calvin Ludwig. So first of all, a round of applause for Calvin for doing this contribution, okay? This is the first contribution on the project Pack PHP from Calvin, and what it does, adds the option --init. Looks cool to begin with. Let's see the files changed. Nice addition indeed. Also comes with some additions to the README, which is interesting. So what are these additions? You can scaffold the package.json file with, providing this --ini. And here is the example configuration. Nice. Ooh, we have something here which I don't appreciate, okay? So you guys need to remember, when you do a pull request, your pull request needs to be and only be about the things you are adding. Something you don't want to do is coding a different coding style, like proposing a different coding style, of questioning some of the naming. You probably want to do that, but on a different pull request. And what I'm watching at the moment is on this pull request, which adds this feature --init, we are seeing some changes on the coding style. We want to avoid that when that happens, okay? A Megacorp CTO is saying that was Pint, I guess. I don't think it was Pint, because if it were to be Pint, I would have those changes locally and the test suite wouldn't pass, you know what I mean? Talking about the test suite, is the test suite now okay? There we go, boys! The entire test suite running on macOS, Ubuntu, on different PHP versions. Let's go! And now we can move forward and finally review this --init config. Let's see. So there is this little thing which I'm going to adjust as well. Then we have creates initial configuration file in the root directory, returns true if the file was created successfully, returns false if the file already exists. Why would I have to know this? Because of the output, we might be an error. Okay, this makes sense. So the file path is, okay, we are fetching the current directory from this little helper function, which we can probably move to a different place. And then if the file exists already, we return false. And when we return false, we are rendering that, there we go, that the file exists already. However, if we return true, or if we were to return true, what happens? So the first thing I do is create this array thing, and then I JSON pretty code. This is beautiful, man. Good job here, man. Good job. And then I display that this was created, blah, 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 blah. And then I write the new line with info. We don't need this, by the way. Nunes2875 is saying, are you doing live in any place besides a TikTok? I would like to see on my laptop. So I'm actually on Twitch and on YouTube, okay? So I'm gonna send you the links in case you don't know. So I'm gonna write here socials, but I'm doing live on YouTube. There we go. And I'm also doing live on TikTok, on Twitch, apologize. Twitch.com, Nuno Maduro. There we go. You can watch me from these places. Logic BR is saying, I feel like an info message would be more appropriate for something like already exists. I agree with you, man. So what I will do, by the way, is pull this stuff locally, and we are going to work a little bit on this, okay? But I'm going to merge this. and work a little bit on this pull request locally, okay? So let's start by rearranging some of the calling style changes here. And I'm going to move here into coding. What is the first file name? config.php. Okay. So if I run Pint, does Pint actually complains about those changes? It doesn't. Did I pull already? I don't think I did. Oh, probably that's why. Okay. So let's go to our config.php, and if Pint is not complaining about this, we could probably ignore it, but you know, let's keep it simple like it was before. There we go. What else? We have this little annotation change, which probably could be a little bit better. I'm gonna move it like this. Okay. All right, looking cool. What else? Okay, we have a new method at the end, which is create initial configuration file. Do I like this? Okay, there is a few things that I don't like here, but I think we can refactor a little bit. I feel we have the need for a support class with the name project path, okay, .php. And what we can have inside is a little function that will be static and will return the current path of the project, okay? So this will be within the namespace support, will be a final read-only class with the name project path, and we'll have only a function with the name public static function get, and we'll return kind of the path of the project, okay? And then we move this inside, not all of this, but literally this initial thing. Don't we have the configuration already at some point here? Wait a second. We don't even need this. I literally have a place here where I already compute the entire place for the pack.json file. So something we can probably do is move this to that given, exactly, at least the base path calculation. So this little thing, let's go there and return here. This little magic function. I mean, this magic function is a little bit too magical, but in other words, we'll detect using Composer what is the current project path, basically, okay? Zeno1337 is saying that I was trying to tell Pint how exactly fix that indentation issue on the ternary, but it couldn't do that. That's crazy, man. Oh, Megacorp CTO, you were the one doing this pull request? If this was you, congratulations, man. I'm proud of you, man. Congratulations, good job. Chalashina PT is saying, good to see you around here. Abraço, Ricardo Baterista. Nice to see you, dude. Clap, clap for Megacorp CTO. Let's go. All right, so we have moved this little function to this project path, and now I can use this on my config level, literally right here. Okay. And something we could probably do is at the end, we have this create initial configuration file. We can definitely use the project path right here, right now as well. There we go, and you know, concatenate this with the package.json. And this should still work. So if I run bin pack -- init, it seems that a configuration file already exists. So we talked about this, and the error message seems a little bit too heavy. I'm going to change this to an info, and the text will still be white, but the background will be blue. Just like this, okay? There we go, a little bit better, I feel like, you know, not too aggressive. We also don't need a new line at the end, I feel like. There we go. It seems that the configuration file already exists. There we go. Okay. Here we can do something like configuration file already exists to keep it a little bit more simple. There we go. And if I were to remove this, so I'm going not to remove it, I'm going to simply rename it Pack Backup, for example. Oh my god. I don't want to refactor. Can I rename a file without actually refactoring it? I'm going to type backup. Oh my god. Do you guys know on PHP Storm, if I want to rename a file, but without any kind of refactoring, do you know how can I do this? Someone is saying click on ignore reference. Huh? The option above refactor. Oh, okay. I'm so stupid. Oh my god, that is literally rename right here, but I still went through refactor rename. Oh my god, hilarious, man. Zeno is saying use the terminal. I could indeed have used the terminal. All right, let's call this Pack Backup. Oh? I don't want to refactor. I just want to rename the thing. Jesus. Like normal. Oh, okay. Now I get it. I uncheck this search for references. Got you. Okay, apologize, dude. So Pack Backup, just like that. There we go. So now if I open the view and I open my terminal, which just went away for some reason, I should be able to type binpack -init. Okay, let's see what we have here. Success configuration file has been created. So here I prefer, yeah, success is cool. Success configuration file has been created. Now you can specify the words or directory to ignore in the package.json. So something I like to do each time I have like, some code is literally just move this to square brackets, just like that, okay? Bam, bam, boom. Oops, I need to remove the thing. There we go. Yeah, looks a little bit better. You guys can see this? Looks a little bit better, I feel like. Configuration file has been created. Now you can specify the words directories to ignore in the package.json. Then run vendor bin pack to check the project for spelling mistakes. What do you guys think about this? Rodrigo Lorenzo, how you doing? I'm doing fantastic, dude. Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you, man. Flame is asking which language am I using? I'm using PHP. Now, for some of you, PHP may look new, and you may have stories about PHP being old in the bad language. Not anymore, man. PHP is a wonderful language, it's a very modern language in 2025. There is amazing frameworks on the PHP ecosystem, like Laravel, for example. And, if you are keen to learn PHP, a website I recommend you is literally called laracast.com. It's one of my favorites. I'm going to send to you, okay? There you go. And thank you for liking the live, man. I really appreciate that. Wow, great question. Someone on the chat just asked, how in the world are you running HTML on the command line? Okay, let's stop here a little bit. Does everyone here knows Termwind? Who knows Termwind? Say yes. If you don't know Termwind, say no. I'm literally curious to see how many of you know Termwind or not. And also, by the way, if you don't know me, my name is Nuno, PHP and Laravel developer. I do live streams about PHP every single day at 9 p.m. And I also, publish YouTube videos every single day at 1 p.m. Oh, we have mostly yeses, but we also have a couple of no's. Oh my god, I have to explain what is Termwind. Oh my god. All right, Termwind is a little project, which you can find under Nuno Maduro Termwind. I'm gonna send it to you, by the way. There we go. There we go. And there we go. This is literally a project I have created, and the best way to explain this project is it's like Tailwind CSS, but for command line applications, okay? So as you guys know, I'm a big fan of command line applications, but what I don't like about command lines applications is that they all look the same. So I really wanted something that, you know, it's like Tailwind allows me to build unique applications, but for the console. So what I did is build something like Termwind, which is literally Tailwind CSS for the console. I'm going to show you some examples because this project is actually mind-blowing. I'm going to move here into my coding, and let's, for example, go to our let's create a new file. Yeah, potentially a new file. Let's call this playground PHP. We should probably keep this file, by the way, for each time we are going to move around. Okay, I'm going to declare, you know, just have this PHP tag on top, declare string types, but also include the autoload of PHP real quick. Okay, let's ignore all of this on top, and let's just var dump something here real quick. Is this even working? It should, right? Yeah, it's working as expected, okay? But something, you know, that this project allows you to do is build unique, literally unique CLI applications. And the only thing you have to do is import this function called render, okay? And then you provide your HTML. Typically, this function render is under the namespace Termwind, so you can include it just like this. But then you can literally start typing some HTML, okay? So here I'm gonna just do this, you know, this PHP thing, call it UDB tags, I think, and then I can type something like, let's start with something simple. Let's type div class with padding x of 2 potentially, padding top 1, and background of let's say potentially green, perhaps, yeah, and text white as well, font bold, and then I'm gonna have pack inside and is ready to use. Potentially here I'm gonna have a class with font. Do we have italic? How do I have italic fonts on Termwind? On Tailwind CSS, I don't even know. Brian is saying you are turning CLI into React. We actually had branch at some point who would make this reactive, by the way, which is even more funny. Yeah, but I mean, here, for example, you can do something like, do you guys know how to make things just italic, just like this? Okay, let's just do this for now. And I probably want some space x1 between these two spams. Let's just do this for now and see how it goes. I don't know if this will work, but I guess we are going to find out real soon. Yeah, it's working. So you can see pack 1.0, for example. What else can I do? Here, I don't want, for example, padding. I want to use margin, so I'm going to do margin X, so we can fix that green over there. But then I want the green a little bit to the side, so something I can do here is padding X1, for example. There we go. I also want probably a margin top and bottom, so I'm going to do margin Y, for example. There we go. What else do I want to do? I don't want text white, so it uses a default font. I can have text. Let's do text background blue, for example. And text white. This should be a little bit better. There we go. Still not perfect though, but definitely better. Yeah, the contract is so bad I cannot read it on stream. That's true. I can probably fix that changing my PHP Storm stream, but I can also, for example, change, instead of doing this, I can do potentially font. Let me try something else. Let's do text red, for example. There we go. You know, you can do it. I mean, with Termwind, it's endless the number of possibilities you can do in terms of building unique CLI tools. I absolutely love this tool. What do you guys think about this? Danny is saying it's so good. I agree, man. Rodrigo Lorenzo is asking me, how did I manage to parse HTML on the terminal, by the way? So I'm using something native to PHP, which I just forgot the name, but PHP actually, PHP 8.4 has this feature already. Let me just go here. PHP 8.4, new features. I'm using this HTML API that PHP supports natively is this one, okay? So PHP have this DOM document API, which accepts something like this, and then you can literally do queries, explode, fetch the classes, and everything like that. Feels a little bit like jQuery back in the days, where you can just query things in between like this. It just parses HTML, which then you can deploy whatever you want to it, you know? Clemente SL is asking me if this has anything to do with computer science. Absolutely, man. Yeah, but I'm using this API of PHP, which is super powerful, and yeah, I mean, there is so many things you can do from this. I think we have support for coding even. You can have something like this, code, and then I can have PHP again inside. I think I can do something like this with Termwind, and this will literally render a code snippet, I think. Let's just try this. Check this out. It has literally a code snippet, and it's even oh my god, it's pretty cool. It's like a code snippet and had even have some styling. This is pretty cool. Oh my god. And I can do something like a div here, which has let's say a margin bot of 1. There we go. I still see this little thing here, which is a little bit annoying. I don't know why. Code. No idea. Oh, because I don't need the PHP tag. That's why I think. Yeah, there we go. I don't need the PHP tag, I think. But yeah, it is kind of crazy, right? The fact that you can have all of this, it is kind of crazy. Emily Dev, thank you so much for the 3 months, tier 1. Thank you so much for your support, by the way. And yeah, thank you so much. You know, you guys can support my work by becoming a YouTube member or becoming a Twitch subscriber, and all of the money will be reinvested on making the stream better. Thank you so much, okay? So if I were to do something like this, this should just work. Yeah, there we go. A full code snippet being rendered on the terminal. It is kind of crazy. With code highlighting as well, which is literally crazy. But yeah, you can literally have any HTML you want on the terminal. Matt Olayo is asking me how the new MacBook is doing. I love my new MacBook, you know, M4 Max, but performance-wise, feels like the M1. But the new screen, it's much bigger than the previous one, you know, I love it. Jonas is saying, I love when you discover stuff in my own package. No, actually, this particular feature of having code snippets, it's something that I knew that existed, but I wasn't the one contributing to this feature. So this is something I like to do on every single package I build, which is give ownership to other people. So Termwind actually started as being a project of mine, actually has already more than 100 million downloads, which is absolutely crazy. Million downloads, huh? This is millions. This is like a big number. And the project was developed by me, but at this point we have this guy called Francisco Madeira, which has, you know, even more contributions than me at this point to this package. So I love giving ownership to people, to the projects I have initially built, and I feel like for Pack PHP will be the same. I'm building it today, but at some point one of you guys will be like the owner of the project. Rodrigo Lorenzo is asking me, do you think it's worth to disable lazy loading on Laravel applications, or there are specific use cases? I always disable lazy load on my Laravel apps, all of them. So, you know, it's something that I just do at service provider level, and then I don't have to worry about that anymore. Victor Sanchez is making a great question on YouTube. I was afraid to ask, but does this Termwind project works on Windows? It does. So basically Termwind at this point is being used on the Laravel core. So some of the output you actually see on on Laravel Artisan comes from Termwind already. So it powers already some of that nice UI we see. Logic BR is saying do a details or a summary. I don't think that will even work, by the way. If I do this, but let's try it out. I don't think that will even work, by the way. I'm gonna try it out, but I don't think it will work. You mean this? I don't think it'll work. Oh, it does. It does work, but does nothing, as you guys can see. How about the details? Yeah, the same. It does work, but it doesn't do much. Oh, Adrian is making a great question. Can you make a link? Absolutely. So if I were to have something like, let's ask ChatGPT to generate, do some tabs, for example. Okay, so I'm going to have a div. Come on, ChatGPT, help me out. Come on, ChatGPT, help me out. Come on, come on. Write all this stuff for me. Thank you so much. So we have here some tabs, and all these tabs will have some links, not exactly like this. Let's type here potentially space x2, but also a font bold, and we are going to have a bunch of links where the first one will be potentially symphony.com, for example, and the second one will be laravel.com, and the third one Lumen. Lumen, oh my god, man, oh my god. Do you guys remember Lumen? That was a good project, right? Rodrigo is asking me if I use model strict to disable lazy loading. Yeah, I use model strict, true. Yeah, Lumen, RIP Lumen though, right? All right, let's run this through the playground. And as you guys can see, we have three things on the console. I think through the console of PHP Storm, these links won't be clickable, but if you use something that supports hyperlinks on the terminal, something like Eper, but also, you know, some of the new terminals, they will have this thing clickable. So you can literally click on those links right here and go, you know, to the browser seeing these things. So these are actual links on the terminal. The only thing is that this specific terminal I'm using, it doesn't support them. But on Eper, for example, this will be totally clickable, by the way, okay? Rodizio is saying, I think Lumen is still active. Yeah, it's active. I mean, it's, you know, we still keep adding new versions. The thing is that, you know, something you need to understand about Lumen is that when Lumen came out for the first time, we didn't have, PHP wasn't that fast. We didn't have stuff like Octane, for example. With something like Octane, Lumen doesn't make sense anymore, because Octane is already blazing fast. Octane is much faster than Lumen by default. So, you know, there is no sense of even starting a new project with Lumen. Probably, and you will need to move to Laravel at some point anyway, you know what I mean? Agent is saying control click doesn't work. I don't think it will work, you know? I can check it out, but I don't think it will work, Agent. Yeah, it does. I mean, you need to use a terminal that does support this kind of things, you know, links literally. It's not a problem of Termwind. Termwind actually does this job of making this thing clickable. It's literally a problem with this given terminal, you know what I mean? Christian is asking me, can you give me an overview on how this project works, the logic behind creating the suggestions list? Yeah, absolutely. So we are literally using a project called Aspel, okay? I don't know if many of you know, but there is so, you know, within the spelling things, there is multiple tools that can be used. So there is this GNU Aspel tool, which we can Google real quick. So I'm gonna go here. And there is this GNU Aspel tool, which is a fully open source tool. And what it does is that you provide a full sentence and it will give you back a list of suggestions that you can apply to the typos you have in your project. So we are literally using this. It's called a new Aspel. Nothing to say about it, okay? And using PHP, we are literally, running this tool on the terminal, grabbing back the feedback that this tool give to us, and apply the suggestions on our code itself. Yeah, Aspel is not very well known, but I mean, there is other tools. I mean, there is Aspel, but is also Unspell, for example. And Unspell is used by Firefox, Chrome, and many others. Aspel is more light, basically. Silu is saying, I'm a full stack. Does anyone wants to share a full cool project? So there is this project I have built, called it Pinkery. I'm gonna show you real quick. I have actually built an entire social media using Laravel. It's called pinkery.com, and I still come here every single day to see what's happening on the on my community. It's called pinkery.com. It's fully built on top of Laravel, and the most cool thing about Pinkery is that the project is fully open source. So you can literally go here and see more about this project. On the About page, you go all the way down, and we have this open source project, which I'm going to share it to you, okay? There we go. It's fully written on Laravel, Livewire, Tailwind CSS, and all the cool modern tools in PHP ecosystem. Okay, how we are, because we are always and constantly getting ourselves defocused, So we're working on the --init, right? Yeah, that's right. And we were discussing if we like the output of when we create a new pack.json file, right? I think that was it. So if I type benderbin pack.init, I see this output, which tells me the configuration file was created successfully. You can now specify words and directories to ignore on the pack.json file. I'm okay with this. I'm going to keep this for now, okay? I'm going to keep this for now. Now, one little thing I want to do as well is refactoring a little bit this documentation right here. PHP Storm is complaining about everything for some reason. Oh, it's Laravel Pint. There we go. How about now? Should be a little bit better. There we go. All right, folks, let's refactor this documentation here. Creates a new initial configuration, blah, 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 blah. Creates a new. Does this actually create the file itself? It does. Okay, so here I can do something like creates the configuration file for the user running the project, the command, and we can literally ignore all of this. I feel like this looks okay, this looks okay, bam, bam, boom. Oh, I'm curious about something. Does Pack actually detect this problem? Ooh. Misspelling config in the line. Huh? Oh, okay. I need to put back the backup, basically. There we go. No misspellings found in your project. Great. I know, Zeno is saying that white on green is hard to read. It's just basically my current theme, I think, on PHP Storm. Jonas is saying, don't forget a SQLite. Yeah, pinkery.com is fully written or fully running on a SQLite, that's for sure. Okay, do I don't like about anything else here? I feel like we can simplify the naming of this function a little bit. So here probably could be... I don't think I want this on this class, to be honest. Or I do want this. Yeah, this file is getting big already. I'm gonna rename this to create or init configuration and call this directly when the given init option is called. There we go. Oh my god. There we go. Init configuration and do the same on the top. By the way, guys, I forgot to ask how the music is doing for you all. Can you guys hear the music okay? Isn't too loud? Can you even hear the music? Oh, you guys don't have music at all? That's crazy though. I'm literally installing music from the beginning alone. How about now? Oh yeah, baby. Oh, great question. Someone is saying, could the configuration come from a stub perhaps? That's a good point. We could probably do that. However, I kind of like the way that he has done this little, you know, this little JSON pretty, you know, thing. Okay. Oh, so the music was good to begin with. Okay. It's so weird. Sometimes people get music a little bit differently depending of which platform they are using, depending of, you know, for example, sometimes I ask on Twitch, people saying, I'm not listening any music, but then other people are listening music. So it's so confusing, you know? I was just saying that I kind of like the way he have basically created the default configuration file from an array just like this. Kind of like it, to be honest. I'm gonna just simplify this a little bit. So basically here he was returning true and not checking for the outcome of the file put contents. So something we can do is see the output of the file put contents, which is false when it cannot write anything, or is an integer when the number of bytes actually when actually writes something to the given path. So something I'm going to do is return the conversion to a boolean of the given return type of file put contents. Okay, so we'll be basically like this. This should just work, by the way. So I'm going to rename this to pack dash backup and not search for any references. Do the refactor real quick and then run bin pack dash dash init, and it's literally throwing errors all over the place. So one problem we have is this little function no longer exists. Yeah, this should be called init, which undeniably, because we have the config as prefix, we can call this just init, basically, just like that. Okay, so this will be called just init. I don't think this will leave here anyways, but for now we'll be like this. All right, it's working as expected, which is nice. Oof. There we go. And this will be called again just pack.json. All right, cool. This is working as expected, as we want. What else do we want to do? All right, so if the user provides dash dash init, we are going to write a new line, and then, so this, we don't have to do it this way. So literally something I can do here is just type class margin top of 1, and now I can literally remove this new line. And something I will do as well is refactor a little bit this. Yeah, I feel like the bad scenario is a little bit bigger or less bigger, so I'm gonna end up returning success and move this little thing if we are not able to write the configuration. Okay, just like this. Feels a little bit better, you know what I mean? And here I can do like this as well. So if we are not able to write a new configuration, then a configuration file already exists. And if we are able to, then, you know, just say that everything went as expected. Okay, this looks cool. And we can also do this. What happens if I run Pint? It should just work. Yep, it does. How about my test suite? Working as expected, except we have a problem, which is the config test no longer have create initial configuration file. So here I can provide just init. Now we have 7 failures. Brian is saying, what happens if I can't write because of permissions? So typically, if that happens, I expect the file put contents to return false, which is, you know, kind of something we are handling correctly. Okay. Something I can do here as well is literally do this. And this now will be, you know, a little bit better as well. Constantine is saying the new configuration is empty. That's the errors. Oh, it might be that actually. Good point. There we go. So this one should have the things we want. Let's run test. And we are back to 2 failures. Oh, actually, if I run it, every time I run it, it presents a different value. Oh, okay. I see what he's doing on a test suite. He's literally providing, he's tweaking with the package.json. Okay. So on the test suite, on this config.test, he's literally renaming things to backup and shit like that. Yeah, there we go. I personally don't like when this happens, by the way. Megacorp CTO is saying, can remove bullcast? You mean here? I don't think I, well, technically I could. Yeah, I think I can remove it, yeah. Because the int will be converted to an integer, to a boolean anyways. Yeah, I can do that for sure. Yeah, the test modifies the file, which I'm not happy with, you know. I feel like I'm gonna mark that test as skip for now and wait for something. So I really would like to, so typically if you have to create folders or files or whatever, you would do it on the features folder, okay? You have to do it here, you know? If you wanna create stuff, it has to be this place, you know? Not like something at root level, okay? So I think I'm gonna just skip this test for now. Rewrite this test a little bit different without modifying the root level package.json file. So ideally, you know, you can literally create files in whatever, but do it like on a features folder, on some sort of temporary folder or whatever, but don't do it like on this on the root level, okay? Are you doing it anywhere or just here? Yeah, just here, okay. So I'm gonna, yeah, 1 failure on only. Should not recreate a file that already exists. So if I type init, this should indeed be false. because the file already exists, which is package.json. So this test is also a little bit, you know, probably broken already because it's probably relying on the package.json which exists at root level. And this should actually be this. File does not exist, and we are able to put the file. Yeah. Oops. If the file does not exist, and we are able to put something, then return true. Yeah, that should be it, no? Oh my god. There we go. There we go, a full passing test suite. However, you know, if you can potentially write a new test for this, again, ideally, if you want to write something and then check, you know, if things are working as expected, do it on the features folder, okay? Regardless, great job, man. So I'm gonna git add dot git commit -m and write something like refactor init, you know, cleanup code, and push this. Brian is saying duplicate the file, test, then cleanup. I actually don't want us to play with any file that exists at root level. Again, if he wants to test the presence of the package.json, just do it on the features folder. That's it. If regardless, Megacorp CTO, great job, man. This feature is awesome. Clap for Megacorp CTO. Come on, everyone clapping for Megacorp CTO. Carlson is saying, isn't better create a constant for the config file name? Let me check. How many times are we referencing the pack.json file? None? That's not possible. At least a bunch of times here, no? Pack.json. One. Yeah, we're referencing literally one here, but also one time here. We could potentially, you know, create the constant real quick. Let's do that. So private const default, or let's just call this configuration or JSON configuration name, and call this pack.json. The name of the configuration file. This is also a string, and it's not used. That's why it's complaining, right? Yeah, that's right. So what I can do now is go to this place right here and type self JSON configuration name, and also do the same right there on the bottom. There we go. Do we have a passing test suite? Adrian is saying it's kind of hard-coded where the package.json is. Yeah, I also agree. It's not like, you know, the best refactor, but you know, it's kind of, it is cool. Oh, it doesn't know the JSON word. Interesting. Let's ignore it then. How about now? Should test failing? Oh, because we have changed the default configuration. Yep. So this should be... should have a new one below init. Call it JSON. There we go. Still failing. Init. Oh, it's... yeah, init JSON. Huh? Yeah, what the heck? Brian is asking me what is my time zone. My time zone is it's Lisbon time zone, which I think is the same one as London, you know, European time basically. Constantine Ross is saying you have 2 tests with the pack JSON, you mean? Yeah, we probably have to on those tests I feel like I want to keep the pack.json, you know. I'm getting confused myself, like why would this test be failing? It should have the default configuration. It should have the default configuration. Oh, it's a snapshot deal? Let me check. Oh, it's not. Like, what the heck? Hey Dupesa, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. And yes, I'm Portuguese. Welcome to the stream. Constantine, do you know why this test would be failing though? Like currently, if I go to this given file, it's telling me the following. It should have the default configuration. I'm grabbing the instance and then, oh, okay, I was in the wrong test. Jesus Christ. Okay, how about now? There we go. Passing test read. Run pint is passing as expected. Running composer test to see how it goes. Yeah, that was 2 tests indeed. Thank you, boys. Rector is complaining, so let's see why. Rector wants to remove a couple of new lines, but also remove a perimeter. So we are no longer using the output interface because now what we are doing is setting the render using like on the very first line of the execute. So we no longer need the output at all. We can run composer test again. Hector is no longer complaining, I think, but code coverage not available. So I'm going to type herd coverage, vendor bin pass -- coverage, and we should be with more than 90%, which is not perfect, but I mean, better than nothing. So I'm going to type git add -p, and I see like what have we done, which looks cool to me. There we go, and this is still a little bit refactored regarding the init. Okay. Okay, boys, I think I'm getting a little bit tired already, to be honest. You can probably feel it already. I think we made some progress on Pack PHP. There is still so much more to do, you guys know. But, you know, we made some progress. I hope you guys have had fun today with the stream. I had a lot of fun. We discovered, you know, Termwind. We also discovered a little bit like how declare strict types can impact your code. We also talked about a little bit, you know, of the new things proposed to Pack PHP. Undeniably, this -- init is pretty cool. I feel it adds like really value to the project, and you know, you guys can contribute to Pack PHP. I'm going to send you the project, but obviously everything is open source. So let's do something I want to do for a while now. I'm going to add actually Constantine to the list of admins. So what I can do that is basically, if I'm not mistaken, on the there we go, on the Pack project, I'm going to go to settings, and first of all I'm going to grab Constantine's name, which is right here. There we go. I'm going to add Constantine to the settings, collaboration in teams, use GitHub mobile. 1 second real quick. There we go. And what we're going to do is literally add people and add Constantine Ross to the team. and Constantine will be able to do whatever he wants to the project. There we go. So Constantine should be able to literally go to the project through this link and, you know, start to do some stuff. Something I would like, Constantine, something I would like you to do is go a little bit slow with some of the things you want to do on this project. I would recommend you to, you know, to kind of commit some of the things you are totally sure I would agree on. That's something really important, which is you are incoming new to this project, obviously, but if you were to do anything, just do something that you are totally sure I would agree on. You know what I mean? Regardless, let's clap everyone to Constantine, which is the new core contributor of Pack PHP. Congratulations, Constantine. Clap, clap. There you go, man. Legos, yes, I'm Portuguese, by the way. Yeah, obviously Constantine has been, you know, one of the main contributors. There is others, you know, like Julio, Pick and Flow as well, but others. But I think Constantine really, you know, you guys let me know, but I think Constantine, pretty much every single comment he does, it's really insightful, and, you know, he is a great addition to the project. I'm glad to see that you guys are happy, by the way. All right, boys, I'm a little bit tired, I must be honest. You guys know, this stream was awesome. By the way, we obviously did a lot of stuff. We'll be back tomorrow, probably again with some pack work. If not, there is a few people I want to bring up, okay? I already talked to Simon to bring some native PHP stuff. I also talked with Marcel Posiot to bring some of the Herd stuff, because you guys know I've received this new laptop, and the first thing I did was install Laravel Herd. But I told Marcel I'm gonna use like the most basics as possible on Laravel Herd, because I want to discover like the cool things with you on stream, you know. So we are going to have Marcel Posiot as well on the stream, and he will be showcasing me literally my, you know, all the cool things we can do with Laravel Herd and Laravel Herd Pro. So that was it for today. We'll be back tomorrow with some more cool content. I hope you guys have appreciated the stream. Let's rate someone as usual. Let's see who we have online, and let's rate that person. Do we have anyone doing Laravel or PHP development? Good night, Constantine. See you tomorrow, man. Okay, I see someone doing TypeScript, GraphQL, and blah blah blah. We can probably rate this person. What do you guys think? If you don't know, something we always do on Twitch is literally rate someone at the end of the stream, so we can literally you know, proxy all my viewers to another streamer. The Code Drift. That's the name of the Twitch user. By the way, thank you so much for being here today. You know, you guys are always so awesome with me, and so supportive, which is pretty cool. That's it, guys. See you guys tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow we are back with some PHP content. See you guys tomorrow, okay? Love you all. Peace out.